All right. Thank you everyone for joining, and thanks for taking your time to, come and listen to us and, you know, and learn together on this session. I'll start with, introducing myself to you, followed by, a brief presentation that I've got for you. Then also I'll be calling on the facilitator that will take you on the journey if you are to come on board. And I'll call on few ex and current students as well to share their journey so far, their testimonies. And after that, we entertain any question and answer that you might have or. So, all right, without further ado, let me start. My name is Akin Oladeji, and I happen to be the founder of Learn with Pride. Learn with Pride has been going on for close to 4 years now, and what we do is we help people that wants to transition from non-technical or from non-IT background into the IT space. So we run courses ranging from project management to business analysis, Scrum Master, Product Owner, software automation testing, data analysis, and DevOps engineer. And what makes us different is we don't dwell on the theoretical aspect. And our training is not, for those that wants to sit for certification exam. In fact, personally, I don't preach certification because certification without having the proper knowledge and experience, the certificate will just lie under your pillow for a very long time. So we stand for practicality. We stand for, getting your hands dirty. Let's say you are to get a Scrum Master role tomorrow. How are you going to survive on the job? That is what we focus on. So like a day in the life of a Scrum Master or a day in the life of a product owner. So the training that we do is more practical. And not only that, aside the practical training, you also be involved on a live project where you're going to get your hands more dirty, if you're really ready for that transition, where you'll be working with the likes of the developer, the Scrum Master, product owner, business analyst, tester, UI, UX, you'll be working with a full Scrum team. The reason for this is that at the end of the process, at the end of the 3 months program, we want you to be in a position whereby you can compete with those who has been doing it in the industry for 2, 3 years. This is possible. This has been done times over and over again. So we believe if we do our own bit, you yourself as well, you need to do your own bit. And that your bit is not restricting your learning to twice a week. Because let's say the practical training is twice a week for 4 weeks. You that wants to transition, you're not going to restrict your learning to twice a week. Your learning for the duration of the program is going to be an everyday thing. It's because your input is going to equals to your output at the end of the day. It is the amount of time you commit into the process that you're going to get out of it at the end of the day. But we are always there to walk the walk with you. We are always there, to give you the support, the mentorship, everything that you need on the journey. And that is why we are different. We just don't leave you hanging. And even after the program, you cannot call me and I'll tell you that, oh, you are done with us, I don't want to do with you. No, we create like a little family that, everyone we knows each other, and you are free to reach out to anyone, at any given point in time. So why Scrum Master or why Product Owner? I can tell you since after COVID, the IT industry has been really booming. Booming in the sense that companies now realize that, you know, you don't have to be in one, you don't have to come to office for you to deliver your work. For that reason, they're now extending, the opportunities beyond the region. For example, a company in the UK might be recruiting for a Scrum Master, and you that lives in Nigeria, Ghana, Zimbabwe, you can apply for such roles, if that role is a remote job. That's the kind of opportunities that since post-COVID, it's given to us. Some people, and the jobs are out there. The jobs are out there to the extent that some people are doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs, together. It's because they are waiting for people like you to come into the market and, uh, take this job. Or because there's no one taking the job, that is why people can do 2 jobs, people can do 3 jobs. So again, that is what our process is all about. At the end of the program, you'll be in a position, a very comfortable position, that you can compete with those who has been doing it in the industry for 2, 3 years. I have my own personal story. Actually, the company was born out of my own personal story. Because I transitioned. My background was in accounting. I've got masters in accounting as well, but I wanted that change badly. I was bored with accounting. I wanted something different, and I stumbled upon software automation engineer. I did similar course back then as well, probably 3 months with no support. you know I had to do majority of it myself. But to cut the story short, I'm not only working as a software automation consultant, but I train other people as well to become a software automation engineer despite their background. you know it is possible. The transitioning is possible only if you are willing, to do the job. The road might not be easy. You're going to face challenges along the way, but that is why we are here. As long as you are ready for that change, we are ready to walk the walk with you. So I have a few slides to quickly just go through, and after that, I'll be calling on the facilitator. He's going to share more light regarding all these benefits and all of that. But what my area of interest is, I'm going to be using UK as a benchmark because that's where I live. So in the UK, the average salary of a Scrum Master in the UK is around 56,000. And if you're looking for a contract, if you're considering a contract, that will be around £400 per day. You're getting £400 per day. Let's even assume the project is for just 5 months. £400 per day, that in a month, that is like £8,000 per month. £8,000 per month times 6 months, that is a lot of money. Some people don't get that yearly. That is a space you can put yourself. Many people, they won't play the lottery. There's a saying that you have to be in it to win it. They will now be assuming, had they been I played that lottery, probably I could have been the one who won that huge amount of money. But he never played. He can only assume if he had played, but he never played. Same thing with the career transitioning. You have to invest in yourself. You have to unlearn for you to relearn. You don't want to wish that, oh, I didn't have done that training 3 months ago. Probably I'll be in a position to apply for this 70,000 kind of a role. So that is why we need to take action. People are getting jobs. People are getting jobs with a good pay, and they've only done 3 months bootcamp course. So what are you waiting for? When you see someone that is ready to, walk the walk with you, that is ready to support you, that is ready to mentor you, honestly, you have nothing to worry about. So why Scrum Master is in high demand, as I said earlier on as well, since after COVID, it's really in a great demand. And the benefit of this course is you are not only getting a Scrum Master training, right? I make it like a double combo. You'll be trained as a Scrum Master and also as a product owner. Even you'll be exposed to a bit of a BA role. The reason for this is when you start applying for job, You are not limiting yourself to just a Scrum Master role. If you see a product owner role, you can pick it up as well. And the reason why a BA part will be covered as well is, sometimes on a project, if there's no BA, it's the responsibility of the product owner to take up that role. Vice versa as well. If there's a BA on the project and there's no PO, BA will be the one that will act as a PO. So on your CV, you can conveniently put BA/product owner on your CV. That will increase your chances of getting more jobs or getting more calls. That is why I made it a double combo. All right. So if you are to come on this journey, any question, please, I'll answer every. You can be rest assured I'll take all questions at the end of this session. So if you just have any question, you can drop in the chat now, or you can raise your hand. I'll be calling you later on in the session. So if you are to come on board, or if you are to enroll on this journey, what will be the roadmap? How is it going to look? So we'll start with the training. So the training is a 4 weeks training. It's twice a week for 4 weeks. Saturday and Sunday for 4 weeks. So this will expose you to the life of a Scrum Master, the life of a PO, and as I said, a bit about a BA role as well. That will be done for 4 weeks. Then after the training, so one of the most important to me as well when it comes to transitioning is exposing to industry standard tools. So as I said, we are not dealing a bit of theories will be covered, but we are not, bulk of what we are going to be doing will be practical. So when it comes to exposing to tools as well, I'm really key on that as well. So you'll be exposed to industry standard tools as well, like Jira, Confluence, probably Miro, ID Poker, Planet Poker, Idea Board, just to name a few. So that again, on your CV, all these tools can go on your CV. And not like you're lying. You are not lying because you've actually used them in the course of the program. And the facilitator that will be taking you on the journey as well has got many years of experience working as a Scrum Master or as a product owner. So you have everything at your disposal. After the 4 weeks training, then followed by a project. There'll be a 2-month project whereby you'll be working with a full Scrum team. As I made mention earlier on, full Scrum team, you have a developer, you have a Scrum Master, product owner, business analyst, tester. You'll be working as part of a team to deliver a solution. And this is not a capstone project. I repeat, this is not a capstone project that you'll be working on. This is a live project that you'll be working on. That's one of the things that set us apart as well from our competitors. We believe for you to get the most out of the experience, out of the journey, you have to actually face the music. You have to dance to the music. You have to experience the whole thing, working with the full Scrum team. And, so the project will be for 2 months. You'll be working in an agile environment. That means you'll be following agile methodologies, and agile rituals, ceremonies has to be observed as well, like daily stand-up, sprint planning, sprint review, sprint retrospective. All these ceremonies has to be done when you start on the project, and so that's the project bit. Then you've gone through the training, the first step. You've gone through the project as well. Now you can confidently say, you can perform a role of a Scrum Master, or you can perform the role of a product owner. But if this step is missing, then 1 and 2 that you've done would be like a waste of time. Because you'll be wondering, if your brand is not optimized, you'll be wondering, I now have the knowledge, I have the experience, but I'm not getting the calls. What is happening? It's because you are not visible in the market. It's because the recruiters cannot see you. That is why your CV needs to be revamped, your LinkedIn needs to be optimized so that you can compete, effectively with people out there. And LinkedIn has become a professional marketplace for recruiters, for many recruiters, where they go to now, and scout for people, so you have to be on LinkedIn as well. And aside these, other job site that you need to upload your CV, make your CV searchable, all these things, we're going to tell you all these things when you come on board. But we cannot joke with optimization of your brand. You need to be visible in the market. Aside the knowledge that you've gained, aside the practical training that you've gone through, can everyone still hear me? I'm getting a message that my network. If you can hear me, please drop one on the chat. If you can hear me, please drop one. All right, so you can still hear me. Thank you so much. So yes, I cannot overemphasize how this point or this stage is so important. We partner with one of the best in the industry as well, which they can help when it comes to CV review. They can help when it comes to CV revamp and LinkedIn optimization at a discounted rate, because you are coming from us, obviously. While on this point, let me quickly tell you what the package entails if you are to come on board as well. Or before that, sorry, I missed a point. Our training, going back to the training, our training is CPD accredited as well, meaning it meets the professional standard, and you can use it as your professional development at work, or it can go on your LinkedIn, it can go on your CV as well, and it's recognized in over 60 countries. Let me quickly show you. So I'm going to paste. So this is the website. This is the body. You can read more about them. And this is us on their website as well. But I'm going to paste this link in the chat for those that wants to, research or make more inquiries about this body. So at the end of the program, you'll be getting a CPD accredited certificate as well, which I said is recognized in over 60 countries. So that is what I missed. All right. So going back to this point, if you are to come on board, right, what are the things that you'll be getting on as a package? So you'll be getting the practical training, you'll be getting you'll be working on a live project, you'll be getting the mentorship from us, you'll be getting our 24/7 support, interview preparation, you get CPD accredited certificate, and we'll give you a work reference for the duration that you're with us, because actually you're working for us. So why can't, there's nothing stopping us from giving you a reference. So we give you a reference for the duration that you are with us. So those are what is involved in the package. All right, going ahead. So you start applying for jobs after you are visible in the market, and you start getting calls. So when you start getting calls, they'll be scheduling you for interviews. And that is where we come in as well, because we want you to go in and, give your all at that interview. People different, student different. Some, they get the job at the first interview. Some, it might be the fourth, the fifth, the sixth. But the thing on this journey is you never give up. Even if you are getting no's consistently, you never give up, because you don't know whether the next interview you are going to face will be the years that you've been waiting for. And even all these no's, they are preparing they are preparing you, for that years that you're going to get at the end of the day. So don't see the no's as a negative thing. It's actually equipping you, preparing you much more for that years that is around the corner. So that is it. So we'll help with the interview preparation so that you can go in there and ace that interview at a go. So the next slide is just to show you the sample job as a Scrum Master product owner in the UK. Actually, this is a product owner job, and it's paying from between 85 and 90,000 per annum. The second one is paying between 60 and 75,000. You'll be wondering, how come? Can you actually get this? The answer is yes, you can actually get this. It is possible. It is doable. And I do tell my students, if I can do it, anyone with a great determination, with hunger for change, can as well do it. Those getting this amount, they don't have two heads. So why can't you be among the league of those that will be getting six figures as well? Never say never. The next one, this is a Scrum Master role. The first one is paying up to 75,000, and the second one is paying up to 60,000. There are great potentials out there, but you just have to put yourself in that position to secure these roles. And before you can secure the roles, you must have gone through the process. And what is the process? What does the process involve? Meaning, you must have gone through the training, the practical training. You must have gone through getting your hands dirty on a live project. When you get on the live project, don't take the back seat. Please don't do that. Always get involved in the project, because the more you get involved, the more you learn every day. Don't allow the next person to do your tasks for you. Don't be chased around on a project that, oh, you haven't done what you're supposed to do. I understand everyone is busy, and that's why the project is flexible, although the timing and all of that will be decided by you and your team, and all the rituals as well still needs to be carried out. But that being said, we need to sacrifice something to get something. We don't have the time. The free time will never come. We need to create the free time. When I was doing mine, during the daytime, I don't have the free time to do anything. I need to sacrifice part of my sleep, to make sure that I learn what I'm supposed to learn, so that I can compete effectively with people out there as well. So we need to sacrifice one thing or the other. Before I hand over to Yemi, who's going to take you on the journey, if you are, so the cost for this 3-month duration is $499, right? But if you are enrolling between today and this training is starting on the 22nd of this month. So if you are enrolling on or before the 15th of this month, you'll be eligible for 20% discount. And even after this 20% discount, it is only half of this that is required to start, and the other half can be paid within 4 to 5 weeks, just before you start on the live project. Everything needs to be paid. And if after the session you feel like you have questions you want to ask me personally, or you want to enroll on the journey, you can screenshot the number. You can reach out to me on that number as well, or you can drop us what's it called, a DM, probably on our Instagram page as well. We'll surely reply. But I think the fastest way is for you to WhatsApp me. That is my direct WhatsApp number, and I will respond to any queries, questions that you might have regarding anything. So for now, I'm going to be pausing. I'm going to be calling on Yemi, who is going to take you, through, or give you more insight to the journey of a Scrum Master product owner. It's going to share more light into what is, what it entails as a whole. I am not the trainer of Scrum Master, but I'm the trainer of software automation. But you can be rest assured that who is taking you on this journey is equally qualified to do so. As I said, our courses are CPD accredited, and all our course content plus trainers has been verified as well. So you can be, it's one, we are all playing for one side, whether it's me taking the course or it's the next person. You can be sure that whoever is taking you on the journey, I'm equally present on that journey as well. And whoever is taking you on that journey is equally qualified to do so. So without further ado, for now, I'm going to call on Yemi. You can unmute yourself and you can share your screen. My name is Akin Oladeji. Ola, you are asking that question. I'm going to take all questions later. But for now, over to you, Yemi. You can unmute and share your screen.
Fantastic. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you guys confirm you can hear me?
Yes, we can. Or I can.
Great. To be honest, at the mean I'm trying to enroll. I'll probably just jump on it right away based on the information you've given. But because this is important, I'll still go ahead and discuss more. So I'll just allow the host to enable screen
Yeah,
sharing so that I can
yeah,
share.
you can now. Yes.
Great, 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 great. Oh, just a bit. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Thank you so much. All right, I'll quickly welcome you guys once again. Personally, it is glad to have you here because it's always exciting for me when I see people gather and they're super interested to join in the Agile community, to learn and increase their cash flow really. Okay, so let me just introduce who I am. All right, my name is Yemi Odubote. Yemi for short. Some prefer to call me Yemi, right? I'm a Save 5 Advanced Scrum Master. So this is a Scrum Master on another level, right? I'm an Agile coach, a Scrum Master, I'm a product manager, a strategic business consultant. Um, Late 2017, I figured that I think I need to do something about my life. I was in a customer experience environment in telecoms, and I figured that if you post a job online and they're looking for anything customer, before you say Jack Robinson, you'd have seen about 100 people in 1 minute. I'm like, how can I get an edge? Where can I get an edge? It was confusing for me. Okay, I thought let me go for my MBA. Yeah, I did the MBA. But yeah, you know how it is. You can have MBA, but if you don't have another level of edge in another angle, you could just still be on the same level. Then something happened one time. A lady called me, someone that I've known, and she said, Yemi, you know what? I need to bring you into the agile environment. You have the agile mindset. You can do this, and trust me. Then she said one thing, don't you want to make more money? I said, yeah. I said, so I need you. We're gonna start I'm gonna do a training, is not costly and all of that. And I said, okay. And till today, I'm always still grateful to God that I said yes. I didn't feel like, what was agile again? It was weird at that time. If you ask someone years ago, Scrum, they're like, what's that? Is that a name of a medicine or something like that? And that was how everything changed for me, really. Then working in a consulting firm, worked at Union Bank, even worked at InterSwitch, worked at Waka now, you know, the training I had as at that time was almost 3 months, and I learned from the best. Someone who is actually doing the job, not just someone that calls up for training and they speak English all through. And at the end of the day, you feel confused and they still have to cram. After the whole thing, you won't believe how everything just changed. It was as if God was waiting for me to make a move and everything just changed. And I can tell you as at now, I'm not on 6 figures, I'm on 7 figures, and I'm working with a Nigeria company, right? And I'm like Scrum Master. Like, so if someone should ask me that, how can that be possible? I'm always, no, it cannot. Maybe you have to wait for like maybe till you get one huge role or before you can even achieve whatever. But yeah, that's a brief about me, right? So it's just a quick story into my larger journey. I had to put a picture. If you see the picture by the left, that was the first that was me trying to smile, wearing the brown shirt and the blue jacket. If you can see here, we are actually two people that were young because as at then, it was older people that goes into agile. Organizations send managers for these trainings because they're always expensive, right? They send managers, they send executive, and I just got an opportunity. And while people are paying huge, I got a discount, just like we are this training now is offering discount. I was like, okay, let's go for it. Then I went for it. And I got there. I had this imposter syndrome, like, how am I going to learn? What am I going to learn in this environment? But it was amazing. I still relive that moment at every point in time. the learning, the networking, but most importantly, what it would expose you to. From there, I have gone to, I didn't have to leave country. Thank God for internet. Done to speak, talk about agile in different sector, in agriculture, in leadership, and I just had to put a bit of what I'm trying to say in essence is, while you're thinking is just work, make more money, it sort of exposes you to another level of thinking. You just it just unlocks the mind, because when you're doing agile, scrum, whatever it is, it deals with mindset. It exposes the mind, exposes truth to you. Okay, so for since then, over the years, it's been amazing. It's been one opportunity to the other. It's been movement and movement and movement. Okay, just to quickly tell you guys what we can benefit from this training. Okay, can I still confirm that you guys can hear me? I think I'm having a bit of background noise. Hello, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, yes, we can hear you, although
Yes, you can. I
there's
can though.
background noise as well.
Okay, I apologize about that. We'll sort that soon. Okay, so let's look at the things we can benefit from this training course. Okay, so the first one is, let's look at the history of Agile. Because if you're going to look at what Agile is all about and what the things we need to do or read about, we have to first of all talk about the history. One mistake people make is they just want to jump into learning fast. And trust me, to date, any interview, any work you're gonna do on any job, most especially Scrum, they want to know your understanding, the background understanding for it. So we're gonna be looking at the history of Agile. Overall, this course will be taking about 13 topics and 53 subtopics. Sounds like a lot, right? But by the time you start, you realize that everything is just all connected. So we're looking at 8 sessions, just as Akim mentioned earlier. Then we look at the introduction to Scrum, what Scrum is, what we can do. From there, we'll look at the roles and organization in Scrum. Like I mentioned, you go for an interview and some people will just fail a simple question of what is Scrum? And they just say Scrum is an agile, Scrum is this. Then they will realize that all you're looking for is, so I just want to change jobs and maybe get familiarized with the fat salary. The roles and organization is Scrum. Then the Scrum event. I have to put just Scrum event because it is a lot. Not a lot. You all know the Scrum event. For those that know, when we talk about the sprint planning, the daily stand-up, the sprint review, and the retrospective. That is actually core to any Scrum Master, right? So the first bit talks more on what Scrum is that, and what it's going to do. And as Aki mentioned, there's going to be a lot of practical. There's an advantage when you learn from someone that is currently in the job, because they will give you like live expose. They'll ask you questions based on what an interviewer will ask you and what you're actually going to do on the job. Because trust me, if you read on your own or you just go for one training and they tell you, okay, this is what it is. But what if it goes wrong? What are you going to do as Scrum Master? Because trust me, they don't always go according to plan. Then they look forward to you, Scrum Master, what are you going to do? Then you realize, oh, we've actually discussed something like this. And because the platform is always available, even after the old training, to get acquainted, which makes it more sense and which I totally love. Okay, so this will go more of the product owner bit. Um, Scrum Master, product owner, they're like brothers and sisters, and with the development team, they're like other siblings. So we look at product documentation. As a product owner, right, there are different documentation you need to look at: the business requirement document, the product requirement document, and the functional requirement document. Some can include non-functional required document. And this documentation is, you're not going to do them all alone as a product owner, but from proper learning, from proper conversation, you can figure out how to come up with this documentation. If you go to, I've worked in some organization and they don't have documentation, and it is always a mess. and you realize that they have maybe a product team, and you figure out how is that happening. So if you're a Scrum Master and you're there, it can help you. Like one of the jobs I got, I was in an interview session, and the CTO was drilling me for almost 1 hour, 30 minutes. I was almost going to be like, what is happening? Then later on, I realized that the former Scrum Master they had was just Scrum Master of go on YouTube, pass exam, bubble them on the call. Then when it was time to practice proper work, it was chaotic. The Scrum Master was all over the place. And the CTO was like, we have entered one chance. So and then I came in, and it was just good news left and right. He had some that, what are we going to do? But the good news were things I would have expected should be happening. Good news like, finally, we have some documentation. Finally, our product owner now knows how to write user stories. What that means is because they've had a Scrum Master who does not even understand how to write a user story. So it becomes like a problem, and values are not delivered. And the good thing is this will cover product prioritization, because as a product owner, you are more of you are with the Scrum team. You understand what it feels to work with the Scrum Master, the development team, and also stakeholders and the product manager. And it will also give you an edge when a good example is when I was working in the bank, and I was hired then as a product project manager slash Scrum Master. Okay. Then I got there, then I realized what they actually wanted me to do was more of a project manager than as a Scrum Master, because most organizations just want to do agile, but they don't know what it means to being agile, right? I got there because I am experienced. I know what it takes to be a Scrum Master. Then I had to change everything. Then you'd be like, why are you doing this? No, we can't do it. If you don't know, or if you're just probably like, without knowing that my good deeds will be accounted for. So one of our head of department, she resigned, went to another organization. And when she got there, I just got a call from the organization that, hi, we got a referral and we'd like you to come. What range of salary would you like? And I'm like, okay. Then I just called her. She said, CEO, you need to come and work your magic here, because what they are doing here is all chaotic and I cannot deal. That happened because of the experience that I got, the learning that I was given, right, from an experienced Scrum Master. Then we look at the tools. These are important, right? But then again, the tools, I tell people, to me, as a trainer, as a Scrum Master, they are always like the last, because it's like getting a new phone. Before, if you spend 1 hour, 2 hours on a new phone, you literally find your way around it. So that's the way with tools. But the things to put on the tool, how to use it, what are the things for me to do there? Now that's where the learning is. And that is why all these things will contain user story, acceptance criteria, what's the definition of ready. If you have a board as a Scrum Master, what are you supposed to do? What are you not supposed to do? Because some Scrum Masters, some product owner, they end up being like a secretary, and that is not your job. And if you want to grow up the ladder fast, as I did, I like to say that it was fast, because there was a time I was changing job like 6 months, right? Because they're always looking for Scrum Master, product owner that are a leader, an experienced leader. And that just didn't happen because the person that trained me projected. She worked with British Airways. She worked in a very big enterprise, and she was just projecting what we're learning. And whenever I train, that is what I do. I'm always projecting. I'm always like, no, don't say that. This is what you do. Don't do this. Say this. Trust me. And as I'm now in Nigeria, for those that are in Nigeria, I can tell you that Scrum Master position comes up like 2 to 3 times in a week and a lot in a month. And I get to see them. And I'm like, we got Scrum Master in Nigeria. And I'm moving fast and the requirements are just increasing. Can I get a confirmation that you guys can hear me? So I'm not just speaking English to myself.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Can hear you.
Yes, you're audible.
We can hear you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm always excited when I get to do this, because it always reminds me of the opportunity that I got. Now, let me be very honest with you. The costs were, when I was called to do this, it was between £1,500 to £2,000. And it covered everything Akin of the Learn with Pride team they're trying to offer. No jokes, no lie. I can show you evidence, right? It was between £1,500 to £2,000. And on that training, I was the youngest on that class, and it was for 3 months. Those that were there were like people that were almost grandmothers, people that are in the UK. And secondly, I was the only one in Nigeria. Every other person in the UK, then the US, they already had great jobs. They already had the certificate of Scrum Master, but they were lacking the proper, experience training. They needed that. And they had to come and re-register after going to do whatever again. So that even gingered me like, this one that I'm here, I have to open up my brain. I was doing more. After classes, I go and read more. I practice more. By the time exam was ready, we are done to do the exam. I was the first person to go on because I was looking forward to a new, to transition. And by the time I transitioned, within 3 months, I've received different job offers. Now, these job offers were not really strictly Scrum Master. Because they know I had not become a Scrum Master, my LinkedIn was very helpful. I was, personal branding. I was all out there. I was not scared. I'm like, last, anything, you're getting this. Someone called me, please come and become head of customer experience. I'm like, no, I don't want head of customer experience. I don't want customer anymore. And that called me, you come and become a product manager. Okay, product manager, I got to the final stage. We are talking about salary and all of that. It was looking good because they were ready to pay me double of what I was earning before. Then another opportunity came like, oh, come on, this one. Before you know it, I said, oh, this one is an extra pay because that one was not giving an extra of about 150K as a then. I'm like, oh, this is good. Then I got the first salary. My chest went because I was like, wow, okay, that's just what you get when you put your mind to it. Okay, opportunities are there. So quickly, let me move forward, not to take much of our time. So who is this really? I'm sure some of you might have heard, some of you might have not. Some of you might have been confused, like, what is Scrum? Say, oh, Scrum. My wife would always laugh me and she says, Scrum, what Scrum? But now she herself, she's a mini Scrum Master because she's always hearing me talk about it. We can look at the roles, responsibility, and the stances. As a process facilitator, you can, because you need to facilitate a lot of meetings. You need to help them schedule meetings, facilitate. And what people think, oh, I can do that, coordinate and facilitate meetings. And before you know it, there'll be conflict. And they'll be looking up to you as a Scrum Master to help them resolve the conflict. Now, if a Scrum Master does not know what to do, probably he has read that conflict is, let them fight, let them talk. But if you don't know what you need to do here from experience or from proper training or proper teaching, you just get confused. Because trust me, you can be confused if you don't know what to do. Help build self-organizing team. I'm sure by the time, for those that will be opportunities to join the training, will get what it means to say self-organizing teams. Remove impediments, escalate when needed. This is another core role for a Scrum Master, because when teams have issues, people think as a Scrum Master, you are going to be the one to go and help them resolve it. But what it means is you need to guide, facilitate, help them on how to resolve the impediment, except beyond their control where they need to escalate. Okay? Expect and adapt. That's another interesting one. Empower the team through servant leadership. That's another role for Scrum Master. Protect the team from disturbances. Responsibility people also need to figure out. As a Scrum Master, you're responsible for the product owner. You're responsible for the development team and for the organization. So for the product owner now, if you look at the product owner, say monitoring and supporting all PO responsibilities. The product owner and the Scrum Master, they're like bodies, right? you check on the product owner. That is why I love this course, because if you're a Scrum Master and you have a product owner who does not know his or her work, but you as a Scrum Master, you know what it means, you can easily like, my dear sibling or my dear, no, this is not what you're supposed to do. No, this is not how you should write a user story. This is the angle you should take. Now imagine that you're someone that knows both. But be careful so that if you get a job and they know you can do both, so that they're not going to pay you one person for 2 roles, just as a joke, yeah. So pro owner, you're with them. As a development team, you teach self-organization. Dealing with people development and leadership is another different ballgame, right? So that is another angle. If you look at the organization also, as an agile coach, you're promoting Scrum. People will look up to you. A lot of time when we have meetings, the head of software will be like, so this is happening. Scrum Master, what do you think? Something random that's not even a Scrum guy, something that is not even, because you're a Scrum Master, you understand the process, you're a change maker, and that is how they will get to know your level of expertise. So what do you do? How would you answer? Sometimes the scope is also use the power of question. Like a good example is we plan a meeting, a sprint planning for 12 noon. And the head of software said, I think we should do this by 2 p.m. Says Scrum Master, can we do this by 2 p.m.? Now he's the head of software. I could have said, oh yes, let's respect him. What I did was, okay, no problem. Guys, we are suggesting 2 p.m. If you support 2 p.m., can I get for an example now, can I get a message in the chat or raise your hand up? So what I just did was we had to work together as a team. Now that makes sense as a Scrum Master. But if you all decide for them, you just become a Scrum daddy, and that's not the role. So there are 8 stances: a servant leader, a coach, a facilitator, a teacher. If you noticed, I showed you guys opportunity that I've gotten to speak at different events. Being a Scrum Master, being an Agilist, being an Agile coach has allowed me to be able to speak in these capacities, because I get to be vast and talk about people development, people leadership. I teach on conflict resolution. I go to organizations. It now comes naturally, right? Because I've been able to deal on different levels, right? You can be a mentor. I have many mentees anyway. Pick a manager. Now, this manager they're talking about is not a manager or maybe senior manager or whatever. Because as a Scrum Master, you're not a manager, you're a leader, okay? But you manage to check on people's health, you're impediment remover, you're a change agent. It's interesting, it's fun, right? But if you don't know, a lot of mistake people think is, CB is just English language now, let me just, and they get there, then it becomes chaotic. A good example is you're supposed to have a meeting for a day, but what they need for that meeting didn't happen. The product owner was not ready. The UX designer was not ready. So then you Scrum Master, what are you going to do? Are you going to move on and the meeting is supposed to happen? What are you going to do? You get caught up, you get confused. In that scenario, it must not happen, because during sprint planning, if there's not enough clarity for the team on what they need to do, Scrum Master, you cannot let that happen. Because if they commit, it becomes a problem. Then before you know, business team will start calling you or calling the CTO. They'll be like, Scrum Master, please, what happened? How did you let the work start? Why didn't you escalate? Then because people think Scrum Master is, I want to become everybody's friend, right? That's fine. You just need to be empathetic. Sometimes you need to be strong. So that's more like a preamble of who a Scrum Master is. But it has left out what you need to do in different of these events, the Scrum event, because there's some particular behavior you need to take. So product owner is also super interesting, super fun. All the product owner that I've worked with, like I and the product owner, she just transitioned. Unfortunately, she learned, I don't know where she learned, but it was not really good. And I joined as a Scrum Master. Then I said, okay, we're having a backlog refinements on Wednesday. I was talking to her on Monday. And I said, so do you have the features, the user stories ready, acceptance criteria? Is the UX already started work? And she said, oh, yeah, good. On the day of backlog refinements. I should have known and said, let me see it, because I thought, oh, She has gone through the whole interview. She sabi work. Then I saw the user story. It was like as if you are joining 3 works together. It was a lot. I had to, quickly find a way for that refinement to end so that we will reschedule it on the same day. Then I told them, guys, we need to be back in because the Scrum Master, there's some decisions you need to make, but you need to let that backward refinement happen because if it does not, it might affect the planning for the next sprint. So I had to, because as a Scrum Master, you need to know how to write user story. And being a product owner who knows this is even as an advantage. Admin, I have no idea. For me to have gone to just read and pass exam, before you know it, they'll start. Before you know, they escalate. Then they'll ask, Scrum Master, I'm sorry, during interview, you said you know how to do this. How come we are seeing all these? Then hand would fall. Then say, okay, maybe we have to let you go. But once you know your onions and you sabi, in fact, they will just is respect. Anything I did, you just please have you told the Scrum Master? Or please have you? Okay, so product owner knows with the Scrum team, the Scrum Master, with the development team, also with the internal stakeholder, with the customers. Because if you want to build any product, any initiative, business will be involved. And that was why Akin was mentioning a bit of a business analyst. So you can be in an organization as a product owner and there is no business analyst there. But because you have a bit of knowledge on how to analyze data, on how to get data, and how to transform some information. And also you can be in an organization and they want you to analyze and be analytical. So you need to be vast, right? So being a product owner, the documents comes, the good thing is you're not doing it alone. You have your product manager, you have your business team. Another challenge is you can be in an organization and the business does not even know how to put this document together, or they don't even know what to do. They just know that, we want this. CTO, get your team. No document. They say by word, and before you know it, it becomes chaotic. So if you're a Scrum Master there, my team will be hungry. How are we working like this now? What are we doing? But Scrum Master, how did it pass you? You're supposed to call it out. Your team is supposed to trust you and feel comfortable. So everything is interwoven, they're interconnected, and a lot to learn. Interesting. I remember when I worked as a product owner, it was not for long. When I left, guess the nickname they gave me? They called me a rebel. Why? Because they will say, Yemi is always like, no, 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 no. This is not how it's done. This cannot fly. No, I can't do this. Because the product, the business will come and say, do this. I said, no, that is not my job role. That's not my function. You are the business. You need to provide me with this document. Now, if you don't know, they will let you do everything and you just be suffering there. But once you know the things you're supposed to do, and the book might tell you, but they might cite it by example. So quickly, I hope I'm not taking a lot of time, Akin. Let's just look at the relationship between the product owner and the Scrum Master. The vision, product, and collaboration is core to product owner. Team, organization, and product owner is core to the Scrum Master. So as a product owner, you will have to work with the business, with the BA, with the product management office to build a vision. So don't be scared or don't be deceived or don't feel like, I'm going to write vision. I'm going to do value. No, 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 no. All those ones are just English. By the time you get into a work environment, they will not tell you product owner, go and sit down. And because it's not even your core function. But sometimes you can find yourself in a startup where it's just you and the CEO. But that's fantastic. There are different ways to write a vision. A good vision can be that we want our app to be the #1 payment platform in Africa. That's a vision. In Africa, you're looking there. Then the product, you own the product backlog. You own the prioritization. You get the feedback. And your collaboration is key. Some product owner, in fact, you cannot even be in an agile environment if you are not emotional intelligence. Because a lot of people step on your toes, a lot of things will happen, a lot of that, but yeah, collaboration. Then a team, right? For Scrum Master, you're just a team player. You're looking for collaboration. You're looking for commitment. You're looking for the environment. In the organization, you're helping them resolve conflict. You are confident. You're courageous. A Scrum Master is a very courageous person, right? You need to let them know how it is done. First, you need to understand the people, respect the culture. So you don't join an environment and be like, you people are just doing rubbish. What are you doing here? Just listen, observe, and find way for you to change the process. Or else you might just end up looking like a micromanager, right? So that's fun. Then also with the product owner, like I mentioned, you have the product owner review the acceptance criteria, the definition of ready, definition of done, the user stories, what are things you need to look out for, how can we manage timeline, how can we do release planning meeting, and all of that. Even as I yesterday, when it was public holiday, I just saw the chat from our CTO like, boom, 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 boom. Hi, Yemi, please, can you remember me the timeline for, even though my job is not to get timeline as Scrum Master, then I told him, I said, before then, that whenever you mention timeline, I am only going to be giving you the things we are committed to do within the sprint. But if you're asking for the timeline to complete a project, I cannot give you that. It takes courage to say that. But because they know you sabi, they'll be like, okay, yeah, okay, of course, true, sure. That's like an overview, a preamble of what we'll be going through, discussing. It's going to be a very conversational class. I've been training for a while. I enjoy it. So it has to be conversational. You need to see a reason why you need to do it. We have to have a working agreement. You need to read more. You need to want it, right? Like I mentioned, during my time, it was about £2,000, 1,500, £2,000. And they were offering all of this. They were offering, they will share job opportunities. They help you revamp and all of that. But some of us took it serious and did that. Like me, I took it 100% plus serious because I knew what I was looking for, right? Yeah, I think that's about it, guys. Thank you, everyone. I had to rush it, but I hope I've been able to communicate some viewpoints. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
Over to
Yemi.
you, Aki.
Thanks, Yemi. Really appreciate it. Before taking questions, right? As I said earlier on, if you have questions, please, you can raise your hand. I'll be calling you shortly. And you can as well put it on the chat as well. But I'd like to, before attending to any questions, I'd like to, call on a couple of students, who have gone through the process, those probably that are currently doing it, and those are finished and currently working, to just talk through their experience, what is like and all of that. So the first person I'm going to be calling is Jenny. Jenny, can you please unmute and just tell us your story? That's all.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody.
Good
I'm Jennifer. My Scrum journey actually started sometime last year, but I didn't really take it that seriously, I would say. But when you start hearing about the money, then it starts to kick in. Then I started studying. Prior to coming to Learn with Pride, I actually paid $1,500 for a course where we had no practical experience. We didn't have no hands-on experience. It was just like, interview questions. That's what we were doing. So that was a waste of money. So then my friend, I was like, I want to get practical, hands-on experience. And my friend recommended Learn with Pride to me. And then I jumped on it. I think last year, I joined last year, December, and I think we started in January. But what I did during that time was, like Akin said earlier on, you come to class twice a week, but you need to devote like the rest of like your time studying, like getting knowledge from everywhere, YouTube, Udemy. You can even have like community of people where you talk to, because you can't just leave it based on class. You have to do a lot of learning. So I did a lot of self-learning. And while we started the training and started the project, I went in the market and I started applying. And I did the first interview. which actually went well. However, when they asked me what was my salary expectation, I said 63K and the job was only offering 60K. And apparently there was someone else that was equally as strong as me who was asking for less money. So I lost that job. Then I had a second interview. It was actually quite very intense. I had to go in and do a 2-hour interview with 5 interviewer. I felt good because I was able to face them, even though I'm just blabbing my way through. I got through the first and the final stage. And then they called me, they said I had good knowledge of Agile. They felt like I'll be a great team player. However, I didn't demonstrate my experience enough, which was the problem. But then that was a learning curve for me, because then I was able to take that tip and use it in this interview, the next interview that I did. And the next interview I did, funny enough, I didn't want to go because I was completely down, but something just pushed me to do it. And I did the interview and I got the call the same day offering me the job over the asking price. So I landed the job. I started the job 3 weeks ago. There's been a lot of a roller coaster of feelings, I think Yemi was saying earlier, you get to a job and they ask you to do more than your role. That's the kind of situation I'm facing at the moment. From my observation, I noticed that the current Scrum Master is doing both the product owner and the Scrum Master role. So now I'm preparing like a presentation slide to define our roles so everybody knows what they're responsible for. But the moral of the story is, with determination and focus, we can all do this. I'm not from any technical background. I was a support worker prior to this. I just had to tell myself, my life depends on this. I need this job to be able to support myself, support my family, without having to leave my house to do night or long shift. My job is literally remote. I only have to go to the office once a week. Once our meetings are done, there's not much to do. Obviously, I'm still in the early stages, so I'm doing a lot of learning in my time. It's amazing how, we can change our lives with just, devoting 2-3 months. Literally, you can be in this role in a matter of couple of months, as long as you're determined to do it. And that's why I said to myself, I had to convince myself and say, you know what, you need to do this. Your life depends on it. And I did that, and I was able to secure a role. And I'm 3 weeks in, and hopefully longer. So that's my story.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. I really appreciate. The reason for just bringing probably ex-student is just to, to tell each and everyone that it is doable. The journey is doable. You don't need to doubt the process. The only thing that is required of you is your time,
Yes.
and your determination. That's all. And your laptop and your Wi-Fi. That's all. When you have those things, and you really know what you want and what you want to get out of the process, I tell you, you can achieve it. You can achieve it. You can achieve it. It is.
One more thing, not to interrupt you. During our 4-week session, I must say the coach we had was excellent. He was good at explaining stuff. In fact, sometimes I'm like, this man is very patient, because people constantly ask questions while he's talking. He was really good in, breaking things down and giving us that real life experience, more story to tell at your interview. So yeah, definitely, I would definitely advise everybody, start this journey. It's a life changer. So definitely go for it.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. Really appreciate. I'm gonna call on second person quickly. Esther, if you can unmute and just talk. Thanks.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Esther.
Hi. So my name is Esther. I did the training with Jenny as well. So the journey was really, really, really intense, but I'm really grateful that I did. So during our training, I didn't really know anything. I've been hearing about Scrum Master, but I didn't really have knowledge, like technical knowledge about Scrum. What? I'm coming. Sorry about that. So I didn't really have knowledge about Scrum Master, but by the time I finished my training, I can easily call myself a Scrum Master, even though I'm not working yet, but I know my job. Like, I know what I'm saying when I'm telling someone I'm a Scrum Master, I know my job. So because we kind of doing like a live project now, I'm the Scrum Master. I did like a PO. So I was able to meet with my client, gather requirements, do my user story. And right now the second sprint. We're on the second sprint. I'm the one doing the Scrum Master, and we have a lot of products working. We have a working product already, which is really, really good because I got audio experience from this training with Learn with Pride. So yeah, I would advise everyone to do it. If you want to do it, don't look back, start the journey and trust the process. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Esther. Really appreciate. Just so you know, the two that just spoke, they haven't finished the live project, They are still on the, probably they're going to finish in probably 2 weeks' time. And one has already gotten a job, while you can hear from the second as well, how the process has been so far. So that is the kind of opportunity or position you can put yourself when you have the necessary skills and necessary knowledge that it takes, to compete out there. Certification, someone asked a question quickly. I don't know, Jenny, are you still on the call? Someone said, has Jenny done any related certification before landing the job?
Actually, yes, I did. I did the certification. I think that's where my journey started. Yeah, I did the certification because I heard that it's not mandatory. However, when I got this job, I already put it on my CV. They asked for it. So it's up to you, but I would advise do it. If you can do a theory test, you can do the certification. It's not hard at all. There's exam practice that you can, do on Udemy. It costs about £13. That's what I did. It literally took me 2 weeks. And when I say 2 weeks, I have 3 kids and I had a full-time job and I was able to do it. So if I can do it, trust me, if I can do this, you can do it. If you know me, I'm very calm, I'm very quiet, I'm not outspoken at all. I don't even think I'm a very confident person, and I managed to do this. So if I can do it, you can do it. So please sign on and go for it and change your life.
Thanks, Jenny, for that. And please, again, before I call on the last person, please, if you have questions, this should be an interactive session now, right? I'm sure we all have one question or the other we want an answer to. Please raise your hand on the group. I'll be calling you, or you can drop your question on the chat as well. But I'll prefer to hear from you. So please kindly raise your hand and I'll be calling you. So without further, let me call on the last person to share our experience as well. Samira, if you can unmute and talk about your experience and landing a job as well. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Samira, and I saw Learn with Pride on Instagram, and I was a bit curious, so I went on there to see what Learn with Pride was all about. And then I saw that they were offering all these IT courses. So I saw Scrum Master, and it was my first time hearing of that. I didn't really know what that role was all about. So I called Akin because his number was on Instagram as well. So I called him and then I spoke to him, and then he gave me a brief explanation about how the whole course entails. And then just like everyone else, I joined one of his taster sessions. So once I joined it, I got to know I got to have an overview of what the whole course was about. So I joined it, and then after the first class, I was a bit confused and I didn't really think this thing was for me, but I was like, you know what, I need it, so I need to go for it. So I still joined, and then after a while, I became really confident, and then I joined the practical lessons as well, which really gave me an understanding of what the whole Scrum Master role entails. And we had facilitators that were really supportive as well throughout the journey. You could call on them anytime you needed them for help. So whilst I was doing my practical lessons, I became very invested in it. So I invested a lot of time, even though I had a job going on, but I still made sure I invested a lot of time. I was doing my own personal learning as well. Like YouTube was my friend as well. So while I was doing the practical lessons, I got my CV and LinkedIn revamped. And then Akin held a session about where you can put your CVs online and then how to make your CVs searchable for people to find you. So after my CV was revamped, I put it online, made it searchable. And after one day, I had a lot of recruiters calling me for interviews. That was quite shocking. So I did a few interviews, which I wasn't successful, but I had to keep going. And then one last time, I had one of the recruiters call me again for an interview, and the interview was just a short notice. And with that short notice, I had to contact Akin again. And then I really wanted him to help me with my interview preparation and everything, which he dedicated time, helped me with interview preparation and everything. I went for the interview, and my interview lasted an hour and 30 minutes. So with the experiences I got from the practical sections, and then with what I've learned so far, I went through that interview and I wasn't really confident, and I was thinking, you know what, I'm just going to go for this interview, even if I don't get it. Like, it's just an experience in a way. But when I spoke to Akin was like, you never know, just go for it. So I had my preparations, went for the interview and everything. And I don't know what to say after the interview. I wasn't too impressed with what I did, but anyway, I kept the hope going. And then I had a phone call to say that I had gotten the job. So this was how I got my job as a Scrum Master in one of the public sectors as well. So I just want to encourage everyone that this is something that you should go for, especially with Learn with Pride, because facilitators are very helpful and you can call on them anytime and they'll be there to help you. So I just encouraging everyone that please embark on this journey and you will never regret. Thank you.
Thanks, Samira. I really appreciate. The good thing about that is, she'll be starting when probably in a couple of weeks' time as well. So it doesn't matter, as I made mention earlier, it doesn't matter your background, whether you studied language or you studied biochemistry. The only thing that matters is you have that hunger. You are ready for the change and you are ready to do the job. As long as those factors can be ticked, I tell you, the sky is the beginning, so to say. There are loads of, especially if you're really ready to work, there's work for you to do. If you're really ready to work, if you're not taking the back seat, you are ready to put your hand in, do the dirty jobs, because you learn, we all learn. I'm still learning. Nobody never, we never stop learning. We all learn every day, day in, day out. Nokia 2.1, you raise your hand up. Who is Nokia 2.1?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, thanks for the presentation. I really enjoyed it. I just want to ask, for someone who has experience as a team lead and probably now wants to try, how helpful can transitioning into or learning Scrum and product ownership help? I don't know, I've been a team lead on some in some organizations, handling some projects and everything. And now, how will Scrum help me to be more competitive, maybe in getting maybe tech related jobs or other jobs like that and everything? I don't know.
Um, okay. Can I answer that? Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, go on.
Okay, I say, according to what you said, Scrum is quite different from team lead because you're not leading people, you're a servant, you're guiding them. You're not a team lead, you have that authority to say, okay, this is what you want, this is what you want them to do. But Scrum is quite different. But the good thing is you will be outspoken because you have that mindset of talking to people. So during your interview, I think it's going to help you a lot because you have that confidence already. You understand what I'm saying? If you dedicate your time into it, you're doing the training, you're learning, you're doing the life projects as well. You'll be very, very, very okay during the interview. But during the live training and the actual training, you have more experience about Scrum. That Scrum is not just managing the team. You're a servant. You need to listen to your team. You need to work together as a team instead of managing them.
All
I
right,
don't know
thanks.
if that.
Thanks, and thanks, Esther. And to add to that as well, I'm sure the reason you might want to embark on this journey as well is probably you want to, I'm hoping or I'm guessing that you want to change your line of duty from, you have that exposure already of leading people, which is, that means you already have a transferable skill. Just that the way things work in an agile setting, especially as a scrum master, it's slightly different. You know, as she said, you are people servant, so to say. You know, but the good thing about working in IT in general is, again, going back to since COVID, you know, you now have the opportunity. Many people are looking for uh career balance or family career balance kind of a thing, whereby, you know, you have the opportunity to work remotely now, you know, or the worst case scenario, probably you'll be doing hybrid. You know, this wasn't possible before COVID. You know, if you are to get one Friday off, you know, you'll be thanking God, because but now the companies now realize that you don't physically need to be present. The most important is for you to deliver your work, to do your work, and you can coordinate with people. You know, even your entire team might be all scattered all around the world. Your scrum master might be in Canada, the rest of the team might be in Hungary, Nigeria, Ghana, you know, but you need to work together as one to deliver a solution, you know. So yeah, Nokia, that's Nokia 3 actually. Are you okay with that answer?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Thank you.
All right. So Nokia 2.1, I'm sure that is different from Nokia 3. Nokia 2.1. Yeah, you just unmuted. You want to ask your question? If you are talking, we cannot hear you. Okay, I'll go to Adewale. Adewale, do you want to unmute and ask your question?
Yeah. Thank you very much for this opportunity, actually. If I may ask, from the last question that you answered now, does that mean in Agile there's nothing like a project manager? If not, is there any relationship between the project manager and the maybe product owner or scrum master? I just want to know the difference between the two sides.
Yemi, are you still on the call? Do you want to take this?
Yes, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I just dropped the charts now. Okay. For someone like me that also have a project manager background, project management in the old school use something called waterfall, where you have to complete a requirement or a task before you move to the next one. Now, if you look at current job responsibility, job function, they'll tell you, oh, you should be able to practice Scrum. You should have, so Scrum is like a framework on how project managers can work better. Okay, so if you're a project manager and you're wondering, how can I be here? What can Scrum help me? So Scrum is your framework. So to give you the right framework for you to better yourself, regardless of where you're working or where you're coming from. Okay, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
So the person that answered the question, do you get that now?
Adewale.
Yes, I can get what you are saying. What means that in agile environment, a project manager can function, but it has to be in another way. Not that the format is different to the word you mentioned, the normal project we all know, the mentality, the nature of the work.
Fantastic. Yeah, the perspective changes on how you perceive the way you work on projects. So now you are going to have a Scrum team. Okay, if you're working on a project, like say you want to build on a mobile phone, simple as building a website, right? A project manager literally will do the normal requirement gathering, will do all of that, liaising with the customer. But this time around, you might have a product owner that will need to take all those requirements into a product backlog. Product backlog is more like a list of prioritized items of work to be done to the development team. Now they're having meetings where you have sprint planning. Before now, project manager will say, oh, I want to do this. Everybody go. By the time you finish, we all finish. So that is it. So we wait to the end before we can even see value. But in Scrum, with the framework, we need to see value in bits. I can have a landing page, then I can have a for a start of value has been seen. So using that framework is a change of mindset. And that is what is being appreciated now globally. So understanding that framework as a project manager is a fantastic edge.
Thanks, Yemi.
Yeah.
Adewale, I hope that has answered your question as well. Adewale, are you there? All right, I hope, or I'm guessing that has answered the question. Nokia 2.1, can you talk now?
Sorry, product owner now.
2.1, can you talk now, or I should move on? All right, let's move on. Nasiru, do you want to unmute and talk?
Hello, everybody. Interesting lecture we had today. So my questions are multi-fold. The first one is the duration of the course is just like for 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's 3 months.
3 months, okay.
So the first 4 weeks is for practical training. Then you'll be put on a live project for another 2 months.
Okay, brilliant. Now for the practical training, I stay in Abuja, for instance. Now, I'm sure we're supposed to be going to classes. Where you have a location in Abuja? Because I do know
life is now much simpler than that now.
Okay.
Because the essence of you embarking on this journey, I'm sure, is to make life much easier for yourself in terms of getting a remote job. When you get a remote job, your team member might be scattered all around the world. You are working remotely with them, right? That's the same thing that we are doing here. I don't need to see you. You don't need to see, it's a live session, it's a live classes, right? That will be done via Zoom. And even when you get on the project, you'll be working remotely with your team members. So your team member, your developer might be in Nigeria, your Scrum Master might be in the UK, your tester might be in Canada, but all of you are coming together, to work on a project and to deliver a solution. So you'll be working remotely. So having that culture at the very beginning helps the student, when you finally land the job, it will not be new to you again. So the mindset of going to work won't be there anymore. Has that answered your question? Hello, Nasir, are you there? I guess network. That's fine. Godfrey.
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you, everybody.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Akin and Yemi, for a wonderful presentation.
Yeah,
my question is also linked to what Adewale asked. For years, I've been in project. For the first time, let me use the word, I'm hearing the Scrum Master product owner. I work in several projects. I just want to know, at the end of this, if you are a project manager, as you said, you take charge, you give direction, you want the project to be completed at a particular time within budget and whatever. But in Scrum Master, what the lady said, you are a servant. I want to know, what is the connection between these two? I'll be in the field, trying to set up projects, make sure the project is delivered in terms of quality and all. The only difference between this and the Scrum Master, where you have to now be the servant, trying to see solve conflict resolution and all.
All right. Yemi, are you there? Do you want to take this?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll need you to take that one more bit. Okay. Can you take that again? Hello?
Hello, Godfrey.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Apologies, can you take that again? You said you wanted to know the relationship between both. So I want to be sure that's what you said.
Yes, I think so, yes.
Yeah.
And I heard you mention something servant.
Yeah.
Okay, Scrum Masters, right? They are servant leaders, servant leadership, right? Servant leadership is, you know what it takes to lead, and you know what it means to also help the team. So what's the correlation between the two? They are all in a Scrum team. And I mentioned earlier, in the Scrum team, we have the Scrum Master, the product owner, and the development team. While we can't see all of this on the call, the relationship is Scrum Master is responsible for the product owner, number one, to ensure that whatever the development team wants to do, whatever requirements they are bringing in terms of user stories, acceptance criteria, and all of that, in the simple English, whatever the developers want to do, the Scrum Master must ensure that the product owner is bringing as much as enough information and clarity. Now, product owner also, in his or her own part, to ensure that all the requirement gathering, the documents needed to get that work done, he or she is doing the right thing. And I mentioned earlier, sometimes this product owner, some don't even know what they're supposed to do. They only think, as a product owner, my main job is just to, add features, add user stories. You guys finish the rest. So if you're a Scrum Master, you're like a mechanic checker. You check yourself. Imagine a product owner that knows Scrum. Like where I am currently, the head of software engineer is a Scrum Master. Okay. So I now imagine if I don't know what I'm doing, you probably be like, oh, that's wrong. Oh no, what are you saying? Okay. So it makes sense. Having to know where product owner is and where Scrum Master is an edge. You can switch jobs. Aki mentioned people do two jobs. I know people that are doing one place, are doing Scrum Master, other place are doing product owner. Some are even doing as a tester, as a QA one bit. But I tell people, please don't overdo work because you're not going to wound yourself. Okay. But yeah, the relationship is they are all in a Scrum team. Same level, Scrum Master, product owner, development team. They all have responsibility to each other. But you as a Scrum Master, you keep that balance mostly between them. Whatever work the product owner is bringing for the developers to do, you are going to check and ensure that the product owner is bringing as much enough clarity to develop. Or as developers, you tell them to build a car, they will build an aeroplane, because you think that, hey, whatever the product owner says is what they will do, right? So those are real life conversations. I hope that answers your question.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Godfrey. Tokwe, do you want to unmute and ask your question? Tokwe.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Tokwe Ojo, and I'm chatting you up from the States. In fact, I missed the full sections for the training. I think it has to do with time difference.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't log on until some few minutes ago. So for me, I'm much interested, and to say it, really, I've heard about Scrum, and but I've not have a class or section in the Scrum. So for me to have a proper understanding what it works. And from all the conversation I've been hearing, it's all about a framework of a project, being a servant, and the rest like that, which I feel based on my own experience background, it's something I would definitely want to have, and to also build my own, working experience in that line going forward. So I would like to, if there's possibility, to have the video of this training so that I can have a better understanding of what Scrum it's all about. And I probably would like to take it up from there.
Are you on the group chat?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, the recording will be posted on the group chat.
All right, that's great then.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, and one other question to just for clarification's sake and to have my better understanding. What's its the relationship with being a Scrum, to have a training in Scrum, and PMP, which is project management and professional? Are they two different? I know there are two different bodies, right? But are they working in line, in terms of achieving a particular goal, or what is just the difference, if there is?
All right, Yemi, I'll hand over that to you. I'll answer another bit of that question, but yeah, Yemi, do you want to take that?
If I hear you correctly, you want to know if they are going in the same direction, right? Over time, in projects, for those that have handled projects before, the constraints in projects are, for some reason, delayed value delivery in terms of the time, the scope, and the quality. So the time in project management is you wait using waterfall till everything is done before you pick on the next one. You do the design. For the design, you design everything you want to do. Imagine you want to build a phone, you design everything from iPhone 1, iPhone 2, iPhone, you just do everything all at once, even before starting on iPhone 1. By the time you design everything, you jump to the next one, you start coding or doing work on iPhone 1, you do iPhone 2. So there's a mindset that I need to do everything and present everything before I can move on. Yes, the mindset is value customer. But in Scrum, in Agile, it is saying how fast can we give value to the customer? Immediate value. Why don't we start by coming up with iPhone 1? For some reason, iPhone was released another this year. And trust me, the phone to be released in the next 3 years, iPhone, they are probably already designing it. But because they've planned their release, they've done all this beforehand. Let us start getting customers' money earlier, value on time. So why the mindset is value? One, Scrum, Agile. Remember, an Agile framework. We have Scrum, we have XP, we have Safe, we have Less. Okay. I'm sure by the time the class starts, we'll have context and more clarity. And by the time you hear it, you feel like, oh, I see, right? So for now, it may sound a bit weird, but just know that it is a framework, a way you can work. Just like Agile is an English word, and it means to be fluid, to be flexible. So project management of before require people to be very rigid. You do a lot of, just do the budget, you do a lot of costing, you do a lot of meetings that you don't know the direction it's going, the agenda might not really yield what you want it to yield. But so Scrum had to come up with different ceremonies or events that each one would deliver value or to meet this particular goal. Yeah, so I think I can also answer the certification body part.
No, what I just want to touch on is the certification. When I see people, asking about PMP certification and all these different type of certification, honestly, probably based on my own personal experience, I have so many certificates before I transitioned, but I wasn't getting the job. Why? Because I don't have the experience. I know the theory, but I don't know the practical. Because especially when it comes to Scrum, what the books tells you is different from how it is actually carried out or done at workplace, So that is why, honestly, if you really know your onions and you are able to defend that, no one will ask, for your certificate. I've never been asked for my certificate. I've never been asked to tender any of my certificate, So that's why I preach more of practicalities and hands-on experience over any form of certification. All right, thanks. I'm going to call on, I don't know how to say this, Mains. Is it Mains? Yeah, I'll call it as Mains. Can you unmute and ask your question?
Okay, thank you. That's Martins.
Martins. Oh, yeah. I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to jump at the same time. All right, go on.
Thank you. Okay, my question, first of all, thank you for the beautiful presentation. I love the animated slides, very cool. My name, Martins. I am a bloody fisherman. I'm Martins Fisher, and I know how to do things in the conventional way. We go to office, come back from office, do the 9 to 5 job. But when talking about the tech space, it's still kind of abstract to me. But a couple of friends around have been doing it and they live a different life, a life that I also envy. So now, and I've been very, very tech lazy. So, but I am interested in starting. But Scrum Master, a friend of mine told me about it about a month ago, but it was sounding like Scrum to me. So I could not comprehend until I found this on Instagram. Now, I am a novice, but when you mention products, agile, and all of those terminologies, they are still abstract to me still. So do I need to just jump into Scrum Master without having knowledge of this other skills or professions? Is it advisable to just jump straight into Scrum Master without having knowledge of product design, knowledge of being a product manager or something?
No, you don't need any background knowledge. I made mention, I said this earlier, regardless of where you're coming from, the only thing that is required of you to do, that we are required, as in we are requesting from you, is your time, your dedication, your commitment, your laptop, and your Wi-Fi. Because, everyone coming on this journey, on this transitioning journey, not that they've done it before, it's because they have one sort of interest in it or the other. That is why they want to come and learn, get their hands dirty, and at the end of the day, get the job. So everything you need to know for you to secure your first role or first job, you're going to learn it on the process. We are not going to assume that you know about agile or you know about all these ceremonies and just start in the middle. No, we are starting from the very scratch, and we build every week or every day. We build on the scratch that we started from. We build on it until you get to the project, and by the time you get to the project, now you know how to function, or at least you know how to function as a Scrum Master, or you know how to function as a product owner, and it will be expected of you to carry that out during the project. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because we all learn from our mistakes, and the only way you can make mistakes is by getting your hands dirty. Again, you don't have to be sit at the back of the class. You need to get your hands dirty. You need to explore. You need to learn more. You need to read more yourself. You won't limit your learning to just 2 days a week. Your learning has to be an everyday thing for the duration of the program. But everything will come together, everything will make sense by the time you start doing it yourself or managing people on the project yourself. It will start, every bit and pieces will start to come together. But again, you don't need any previous knowledge. You don't need any form of background in product design or whatever before you can come on the journey. No, I'm a good example. I always use myself as a good example. My background, all I knew before was debit and credit. I've got masters in accounting, right? Although I didn't use it to work up to, probably I only use it to work for 6 months. That is how many years in uni, just to work for 6 months. So all I knew before was debit and credit, and that was non-technical background as well. And what I'm doing now is totally different from what I studied in school. I'm into software automation engineer, whereby I write codes in programming language like C#. And not only that, I'm in a position whereby I train other people as well, to become like me. I didn't do all this. They didn't teach me all these things in school, but I was able to learn through my own personal sacrifice that, come rain, come shine, I want a career change, and I would give my all, my sweat into this process and make it work. And it worked. and it's been working for others as well. So as long as you are coming with that mindset that come rain, come shine, I'm going to give my all. And you even know eh, God can only favor someone who has done his own bit. We can't be asking for favor without doing our bit. Then you'll be confident as well for you to ask for favor when you know you've done all that is required of you. So we take you from the very scratch to the point or level that you'll be comfortable with and start applying for jobs. Does that answer your question, Martin?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Olabode.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Olabode.
Yeah, yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alabodi. Thank you for the presentation opportunity to be here.
Welcome.
I work as a business analyst in a housing organization in the UK, and we work in an agile environment. So I'm looking to move up the ladder in my career, if you understand what I mean. So my question is about how you are going to be doing the project. So how will everyone be grouped in the project?
All right.
Because I've done a training before whereby I was applying as project manager, but when it comes to the live project, I also be doing the work of a PMO. So I just lost interest totally, if you understand what I'm trying to say.
All right. And this is why I try to be as clear and precise as possible. If you enroll on this journey, not only will you be trained, as I said earlier, as a Scrum Master, but also you'll be trained as a product owner and a bit about a business analyst as well. So when you get on the project, it's because I'm doing this because I want to give my people more exposure and more opportunities or advantage when it comes to applying for jobs. They are not restricting themselves to only a Scrum Master role. They can apply for a PO or let's say a PO/BA. So when you get on the project, right, you have to interchange roles. So one sprint, you might be working as a Scrum Master. The next sprint, you might interchange with someone else on your team to work as a product owner. But at the end of the day, everyone will get to partake and experience each role. As regard the other people that will be in your team, like the testers, the developer, those will be coming from another angle as well. I've got developers in the house, those are not students, but like the testers, they are coming from another training as well, that will be joining you. So that's how everyone will be grouped. And the project you'll be working on as well, as I said initially, that it's going to be a live project whereby you have to meet with the client and all of that, understand the requirement and take it off from there. So that's how it's going to be structured. In terms of timing of the meetings and all of that, I don't have control of that. So it is you and your team that will decide what time, suits everyone or majority in your team. But what I want to tell you is this training is a Scrum Master/product owner. So on the project, you'll be acting as both on the project as well. But I won't train you as a Scrum Master and put you on the project to go and act as a PM. No. But what I've said is what you are going to do on the project. I don't know whether that has answered your question.
Yeah, thank you very much, Stas.
You're welcome. All right. Please, if anyone else asks a question, please, you can still raise your hand. Let me quickly go through the chat. So how much is it again after the discount? That's from Adekunle. After the discount, that will be £400. Half payment is required to start, and the other half can be paid within 4 to 5 weeks before starting on the live project. Love your animated slides, blah, blah, blah. I'm just trying to go through. So these include Bondan charts. Yeah, when you get on the Jira, I'm sure you'll be shown how all these things come together, how to do your Bondan chart, bond down, bond up, wherever it's burning, you'll be shown. Confluence, yes, you'll be shown Confluence as well, how to use Confluence. That will be shown as well. Oh, okay, Martins. Okay, I just saw your question now. Yeah, it might sound like Greek to you now. All these words, agile, rituals, agile ceremonies, and all of that. But by the time you start, I'm telling you, it will become your bread and butter. By the time you start. Yeah, the recorded session, please. There's a group chat. If you are not on the group, the group link has been sent on the chat. Please join the link, and the recorded session will be shared on the WhatsApp group. What is backlog refinement? I think someone has actually answered that question on the chat as well. Yemi sounds interesting. Please, could you share the video? Can anyone from any career field learn this? Yes. Can anyone from any career field learn this, irrespective of their computer knowledge? As long as you know how to, you have a computer, you know how to do basic things on your computer, and you are not afraid to learn and to take that bold step. Yes, anyone can do it, regardless of your background. Regardless of your background, anyone can do it. I'm just going through how can I register for Scrum certification? Someone has posted the link there for that. All right. Adewale, I don't know your number. There's a link. Adekunle, are you still on the chat? Can you repaste the WhatsApp group? Just copy the link, or let me just look for it's somewhere on the chat. Let me copy the link again and repost that link. Then you can join. 1 second. So I'm resending the link now. Adekunle, yes, I just resend the link, so you can join the WhatsApp link. The recorded session will be shared on that group. Sorry, I lost my connection for 1 bit. Can everyone still hear me though? Can everyone still hear me loud and clear? If you can hear me, please put 1 on the chat.
Yes, we can.
Oh, all right, thanks. All right, so let me just see if there's more question to be answered. How much is this training fee in Naira? The training fee in Naira is, before discount, is 400,000. After discount is 320, and that 320 half is required to start, and the other half paid within 4 to 5 weeks before you start on the live project. Please share the group link. I just shared the group link. So if you check the chat now, you see the group link there. Yeah. If I have a training in business analysis, what's the relationship of it with the SM and PO? It's useful, as I said. Part of BA will be covered as well, because when you work in Agile, the people that make up your Scrum team, you're talking about the developer, the Scrum Master, the product owner, the business analyst, the tester, So when there is no product owner on that, I don't know why my network keeps acting up now. All right, let's do quick then to round it up. All right, so the relationship, as I said, all of you are working together in the same Scrum team, right? And when there's no PO or product owner in your team, it will be required of you as a business analyst to know how to function as a product owner. So when it comes to all your PBIs, that is your product backlog item, prioritizing and all of that, you'll be expected to know all of that. So it will be an added advantage if you're already a business analyst or you've done one training or the other on a business analyst. You'll be able to function well when it comes to the project, and you'll be able to understand better as well what needs to be done in the project. No, as I said, I don't. Okay, the question is, the does the fee cover the certification exam? I don't preach certification exam. Nokia 2.1. I don't, because certification exam is just a paper, you know, and that doesn't guarantee you getting a job. In fact, you won't get a job. It will be hard to get a job with just your certification without no knowledge. So I don't preach certification. So the fee that you're paying is basically the practical training and the project that you are working on, and every other things that comes with it, which is the practical training, working on a live project, the mentorship, the support, the round-the-clock support that you get, the interview preparation. It comes with a CPD accredited certificate, which is recognized in over 60 countries, and you get a work reference for the duration that you are with us. Those are the things that are covered as part of the fee. Professional certification is not covered as part of the fee, as I don't believe in one. So I don't preach it. I'll preach what I believe in. All right, I think that is all the questions on the group chat. I don't know whether anybody has got any last final thing to say before we call it a day. Again, the actual training will be starting on the 22nd of this month. We'll be starting this journey on the 22nd of this month. And if you want to take advantage of the discount, you have from now till the 15th of this month to do so before the price goes back to the normal price. So honestly, you are getting 2 trainings for the price of 1. You are getting all the support. You know, you are not alone on the journey. You have a community to run back to. That is very important. Support. You know, you don't want to be alone on a journey that you really don't have much clue about. You know, so not until you start that you'll see that or realize that you're actually getting way more than, you know, what you budgeted for on the journey, you know, way more than what you paid for, you're getting back. And again, even after you're done, you won't coming back probably the 4th month or the 5th month. I'll tell you, I don't know you, because you're already part of a community that we have. You know, we try to lift each other up. We can only do so by supporting each other, you know. And, you know, again, if I can do it, I believe anyone can do it as well. And we just have to change our mindset and be prepared for the journey as well. All right. That being said, I'm going to be rounding up now. No other questions. Hopefully,
Please, yeah, please. I just one question. Sorry, the time for
okay.
the
So the training for the 4 weeks training will be twice a week. That will be Saturday and Sunday. Saturday will be in the morning, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And the Sunday will be in the evening, either 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So that is the time. And when you get on the project for the 2 months, I cannot tell you the time for that, because it is you and your team member that will decide the time that is best for everyone. So I really don't have a say on that one. All right. So thanks everyone for your time. If you want to ask, I
So
mean,
sorry. I'm so sorry before you go. I was just wondering, when you said the training Saturday and Sunday, does that mean you can either do any day, or
no,
is
it's both.
mandatory for both of them?
Yeah, it's
I
both.
got you. All right.
Yeah, it's both
All right.
days. Yeah.
All right, no problem. And are they recorded?
Yeah, all sessions are recorded.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
All sessions are recorded.
Please check your Instagram when you're finished.
All right, no
All right.
problem.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, all sessions are recorded. just in case you miss any class, you can go back to the recording as well. So the Saturday and Sunday is just for 4 weeks. Then the project will be Monday to Friday, but again, as I said, it will be the timing will be what is convenient for everyone. And that will be decided by you and your team member, not even me. I don't have a clue what that will be. But yes, hopefully I'm going to see everyone or most people on the journey. And probably the next session we have as well, I'll be calling on you to come and share your testimony, who knows. So please, um, let's just, it is doable. Just know that it is possible, especially when you have someone that wants to support you. It is very, very possible. So thanks everyone for your time. If you have any other questions after this call, there's a number on your screen. Please, you can message me. That's my number, WhatsApp number. I'll respond to any question. Also, if you want to enroll, you can message that number as well, and we'll go from there. Thank you everyone for your time. I hope you've been able to, you've benefited in the session in one way or the other, and hopefully we get to see you on the journey. Thanks everyone. Have a great weekend and stay safe. Bye-bye for now.
Have a great one. Bye bye.
All right. Bye, guys.